ఈ ప్రొఫైల్ ఎందుకు మనము డిపార్ట్మెంట్
డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఒకసారి ఇన్బాక్స్ ఓపెన్
అంతే కదా.
ఇది ఓపెన్ ప్రొఫైల్, అది ప్రొఫైల్ క్లిక్ చేయకు
మేడం. విద్యులత మేడం ప్రొఫైల్ పంపింది. నాకు ఏం కావాలి? డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ప్రొఫైల్, డిపార్ట్మెంట్ హైలైట్
పంపించినప్పుడే దాంట్లో అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి. స్క్రోల్ చేస్తూ ఉండండి. డౌన్లోడ్ డౌన్లోడ్ షేర్ చేసి పెట్టేసుకోవాలి. నీటిగా ఉండు, వాయిస్గా మాట్లాడు. నేను స్టార్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోతాను.
ఏదైనా ఒకసారి
వద్దు, ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది. నువ్వు ఒకసారి అలానే విండోస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఒకసారి కరెక్ట్ మూవ్ అవుతున్నాయో చెక్ చేసుకో. పవర్ పాయింట్
అదర్ ఫోన్ ఆన్లో ఉంది.
అడ్మిట్ చాలా తక్కువ మంది పంపించింది కీర్తి. ఒకటి
మినిమైజ్ చేయండి.
ఒకటి
మేడం గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ మేడం.
Good morning, ma'am.
హలో.
అక్కడ అన్మ్యూట్ దగ్గర క్లిక్ చేయాలి. మ్యామ్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ మ్యామ్.
కాదు మేడం అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి
మ్యామ్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. మేడం ప్లీజ్ అన్మ్యూట్. ఓకే. మరి మాధవి మేడం. మ్యామ్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
Voice is audible, ma'am? Some sound is coming from your end, ma'am. Still some disturbance is coming, ma'am.
ఫ్రమ్ బిగినింగ్ అనుకుంటూ వచ్చేస్తుంది. అంతే.
మేడం.
Hello?
హలో మ్యామ్, am I audible?
Yeah.
ఓకే మ్యామ్. అవును ఇంకా స్టాప్ ఇంకా 10 o'clock 11 o'clock.
Morning, madam.
Jyothi, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. It is clear.
Oh,
Ma'am, even Vijulata ma'am joined, ma'am.
Ma'am, good morning. Please unmute, ma'am.
Vijulata ma'am? Hello, madam. Ma'am? Vijulata ma'am, please unmute from your end, ma'am.
unmute unnama.
Unmute. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my voice is audible, no, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Thank you. Ma'am, our principal madam joined the meeting. Ma'am.
Hello, madam. Good morning.
Well, ma'am.
Ma'am, good morning. Principal ma'am. Please unmute, ma'am.
Prasanna ma'am, me and Principal ma'am have joined with the same link. Ma'am is on unmute only, ma'am, but she is not talking.
Okay, okay, Sai Kirti, thank you.
Good morning, Sudarshan Reddy, sir.
Good morning, Amma.
Thank you, sir, for joining the session, sir. Vijulata ma'am, our secretary sir joined, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Amma. How are you?
Good, sir. మీరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు?
బాగున్నాను. Thank you.
Happy New Year, sir.
Thank you. Wish you the same.
Have a prosperous,
all.
healthy New Year.
Thanks, Amma. ప్రాస్పరిటీ ఏమవుద్దు కానీ హెల్తీగా ఉంటే చాలు.
సేఫ్ కూడా ఉండాలా?
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Principal ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute from your end, ma'am.
Principal ma'am, good morning. Please unmute ma'am.
Good morning, Achita ma'am.
Ma'am is on unmute only, ma'am.
Hello.
Good morning
Ma'am.
ma'am.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, madam. Vijulata, madam.
Good morning, madam. Good morning.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ గారు.
Good morning, sir.
Ma'am, can we start the session now?
Yes, ma.
Okay, ma'am. Prasanna,
Okay ma'am.
we can start the session.
Good morning to respected guest speaker, Professor M. Vijulata ma'am, Dean, Development and UGC Affairs, Department of Chemistry, University College of Science, Usmania University, Professor Mutyam Reddy sir, Secretary HMVS, Professor Sudarshan Reddy sir, Secretary and Correspondent of the college, Dr. Achita ma'am, Principal of the college, HODs, IQAC Coordinator madam, and participants. It is a moment of great pleasure and privilege. Honor for me to extend a hearty welcome to all for today's webinar on improving academic writing and research abilities. Now I invite our beloved principal ma'am to give her message.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I welcome all the participants for guest lecture on improving academic writing and research abilities. I would like to extend a special welcome to our guest speaker, Dr. M. Vijulata, madam, Dean Development and UGC Affairs, Department of Chemistry, University College of Science, Usmania University. Let me speak few words about our college. Raja Bahadur Venkatrama Reddy Women's College was established in 1954 by Hyderabad Mahila Vidya Sangam, a non-profit educational society with a vision to empower women, especially those from rural areas, through quality education. The college is the second oldest women's college in the city of Hyderabad. The college owes its existence to the foresight of Sri Raja Bahadur Venkatrama Reddy Garu, Kotwal of erstwhile Hyderabad state. Sri Burgula Ramakrishna Rao, the first chief minister of erstwhile Hyderabad state, Sri Madapati Hanmant Rao, former mayor of Hyderabad and chairman of the Legislative Council Andhra Pradesh, and Sri K.V. Rangareddy, former deputy chief minister of Andhra Pradesh, who were the pioneers in propagating women education in the state. The college had the rare privilege of welcoming Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, who laid the foundation stone. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, former President of India, who inaugurated the college building, and Srimati Indira Gandhi, former Prime Minister, who inaugurated the hostel building. The visit of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, former President of India, to address the students on the eve of Golden Jubilee celebrations is yet another landmark in the history of the college. The college is recognized by UGC, affiliated to Osmania University, conferred autonomous status by UGC since 1989. Selected by UGC as a college with potential for excellence since 2010, accredited with A grade by National Assessment and Accreditation Council from 2007 to 2017, and was awarded B++ grade in 2018 in the changed accreditation procedure of NAC. From humble beginnings, Reddy College has grown to mammoth size with over 2,700 students, providing hostel accommodation to more than 400 girls who hail from Pur, the remote areas of Telangana. It is the first college to introduce BSc with Forensic Science, MSc with Data Science. Presently, the college is offering 17 programs at UG level and 5 programs at PG level. The college introduced BSc with Data Science and BCom Business Analytics during the academic year 2020-21. Exploration and reflection are crucial for any teacher to be effective in one's job. Quality research outcome is beneficial for the discipline, society, industry, region, and the nation. Sharing of knowledge, especially theoretical and practical findings of research through various media, enhances quality of teaching and learning. I hope this lecture will help the young researchers to write good paper publications. I congratulate Dr. Jeevan Jyothi and her team for organizing such a wonderful lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. V. Jeevan Jyothi, ma'am, to give brief profile about the department and about the webinar.
Thank you, Prasanna. My voice is audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Professor Vijulata ma'am, Dean Development and Academic Affairs, Professor of Chemistry, Osmania University, Professor Mucham Reddy sir, Secretary HMVS, Professor Sudarshan Reddy sir, Secretary and Correspondent of the college, Dr. Achyuta ma'am, Principal of the college, Dr. Kavita ma'am, Vice Principal of the college, dear HODs, functionaries of the college, fellow colleagues, and dear participants, a very good morning. I feel honored and privileged to welcome all the participants to the webinar on improving academic writing and research abilities organized by Department of Chemistry, R.B.V.R.R. Women's College. I take this opportunity to present a brief profile about Department of Chemistry. Chemistry department was established in the year 1954 with 59 intermediate students and has now grown to be the largest department with 800 undergraduate, 60 postgraduate, and 19 well-qualified and experienced faculty. Presently, we are offering 2 programs. Under UG program, chemistry is one of the optional subjects for 8 course combinations, and with MSc having organic chemistry as specialization. Our students are trained in well-equipped research laboratories, and also we have a centralized research instrumentation lab with fully automated equipments like UV visible, FTIR, and fluorescence spectrophotometers. Department is recognized as research center by Osmania University, and it is supported by 2 research supervisors for conducting research leading to the award of PhD degree and also MSc student projects. Our department is a nodal department for forensic science. Department has MOU and linkages with 15 premier research organizations and institutes. We also provide analytical services to the other institutes. To enhance teaching and learning, we have a student faculty club, Curie. And today is the 2nd anniversary of our club. And we also offer 6 certificate courses. Now I would like to mention the objective of organizing this webinar. Academic and research report writing is an essential activity for a contemporary teacher in institutes of higher education. It is a fact that a modern teacher has to play a variety of roles apart from that of an academic instructor. Research is one of such major activities for them. Publication of research findings is an integral part of research. Therefore, it is necessary for a teacher or researcher to learn and apply principles and techniques of report writing for effective dissemination of the academic and research findings. I am sure that this webinar will fill this gap by providing the fundamental knowledge required for effective and result-oriented academic writing, and also enhances the research abilities among participants. On behalf of Chemistry Department, I thank Professor Vijayalata ma'am for accepting our invitation to deliver the lecture. Thank you, ma'am. Over to Prasanna.
Now I invite Ms. Rekha Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry and Forensic Science, to introduce today's guest speaker.
Hello, Prasanna. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, Rekha.
Okay. Thank you, Prasanna. Good morning and happy, healthy, and safe New Year to Vijayalata ma'am, Sudarshan Reddy sir,
Rekha, little louder, Rekha.
Achyuta Devi ma'am, and to all the participants of this seminar. So it gives me an immense pleasure to invite our Professor M. Vijayalata ma'am. She has completed her MSc and PhD in chemistry from University of Hyderabad as GRF and SRF, CSIR New Delhi, India. She joined as faculty in Department of Chemistry, University College of Science, Usmania University in 1999, and has 27 years of research and 21 years of teaching experience. So far, she has supervised 12 PhDs and presently guiding 8 students for their doctoral degrees. Her area of specialization is organic chemistry, and research area is molecular modeling and medicinal chemistry, a sandwich of computational and synthetic organic chemistry. First area of interest is computational design and synthesis of novel drugs like molecules having high potency towards inhibition of HIV-1 with special focus on non-tribal proteins. She has 99 scientific articles in peer-reviewed journals with 630 citations to her credit. She is conferred with State Award of Meritorious Teacher 2019 by Government of Telangana. She is Fellow of Telangana Academy of Science, member of American Chemical Society, and life member of Indian Science Congress. She has viewed several research articles of reputed international journals in the field of molecular modeling and medicinal chemistry like Medicinal Chemistry Research, Royal Society of Chemistry Advances, Indian Journal of Chemistry, Sec B, etc. She is a resource person for many institutions like NIPER Hyderabad, JNTU Hyderabad, several posts, and she is a resource person also to the postgraduate colleges, pharmacy colleges, and an invited speaker for national international conferences. She is a recipient of major research grant from UGC, DST Young Scientist Scheme, DST Serve, Mentor for DST Women Scientist Scheme A, and UGC UPE for OU, DST PERS Program, DST Serve B, DBT Birac COVID-19. She has successfully completed 7 research projects and has 3 ongoing projects. Her research group has presented 70 papers in national and international conferences, and they have won Best Paper Award. The topic of her interest for teaching and teachings are asymmetric synthesis, supramolecular chemistry, principles of drug design and drug discovery, lead modification and SAR studies, QSAR studies, and computer-aided drug designs. Her group expertised in synthesis and development of new antiviral, anti-cancer, anti-plasmodial agents using CAD methodology. Recently, her group has achieved new antiviral agents in nanomolar range activity against HIV-1 group 120. At present, new nucleoside analog and 134 oxadiazole-based cyclic peptides are being developed in their laboratory. Their antiviral and anti-cancer activity is under progress. Further, extensive pharmacological activities are being carried out in collaboration with CCMB and IICT Hyderabad. By employing computational protocols, their group have developed new nucleoside analogs which can act as potent 2019 nCoV inhibitors. At present, synthesis of new nucleoside-based analog is under execution. I'm sure that Madam and her team will be successful in achieving these targets. And on behalf of all of us, we extend our best wishes to Madam and her team. With this short introduction, now I would like to invite Professor Vijayalata ma'am to deliver her talk. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for that elaborate introduction about me. Can I share the screen now?
Sure, ma'am.
Ma'am, you can share the screen. Ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So, thank you everyone for inviting me to deliver a lecture on improving academic writings and research abilities for the college staff. Um, Actually, when we are talking about academic writing and research abilities, now in this digital age, it has become a compulsion to publish your research, and also the research which you are publishing should be in an effective way. How you are writing, that helps you to actually it helps in discovering your article. The discoverable nature of your article will be based on how well you are executing the academic writing and how you are doing it. If you are not doing it in a proper way, then it is very difficult to publish the articles in scientific journals. So writing a scientific manuscript for this digital age is a very big task. So you should actually know the basics as to how you should write a academic paper or a manuscript in a proper manner, in a stepwise manner, and what should be included into it so that it will be visible to a common person or a person who is looking for a uh, specific thing in a digital media. Okay, so whatever search engine you take, your article should be visible. That should be the target of your academic writing for research. So when we say we are trying to write up a manuscript, the manuscript structure should consist of a title. Then it should have the keywords. The keywords which you are trying to take should be in such a manner that the search engine, when you are trying to type or looking for a word in a search engine, your keyword should be very specific in writing, in getting that uh, seen in the search engine. So that has to be taken into care when you are writing a keyword. And the next thing in a manuscript is an abstract. So title, keyword, abstract. Then comes the introduction, methodology, results and discussion, experimental section, followed by conclusions. Conflict of interest is the thing where you have to tell that your manuscript, is it having any kind of conflict with other publications which are already present in the digital media. That is, uh, are you trying to contradict somebody's research by your research, is what they generally ask. So if you don't have any conflict of interest, you just say no. Otherwise, if you are contradicting somebody's research and you are writing against their research publication, that they have done something wrong in their publication, then you should write it as yes. The next one is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is who all have helped in writing your getting this manuscript ready, and who has funded you, which place have you used for the research the facilities who have given you the facilities all have to be thanked in the acknowledgement. Then the last is the references and bibliography. That is nothing but the citations, which you are giving to the people from whose work you have taken part of the things. So all these make the structure of the manuscript. So we will talk about in detail how these things can be made effective to write a manuscript. Okay, so if we talk about the title, when we talk about a title, generally whenever whoever wants to read an article first looks for the title. If it is interesting, then they will proceed to the abstract. Otherwise, if the title which you are writing is not effective, then it is very difficult to make the um, person to proceed further to read your article and cite your article. So the article should be in such a way that they should read and also cite you as one of the uh, authors who have, from whose work they have taken up. That is, they should put your article in their references. That is called as a citation. So if you can make the researchers feel that your article is very important for their research, then they will cite you in their research article. Otherwise they will not. So title makes it a very important factor in a manuscript. So you must engage both reader and the search engine. By just clicking on the title, they should be able to engage themselves. And also the title which you are keeping should be concise as well as accurate, and it should also describe all the content of your manuscript to the audience, whoever is trying to read your article. By just seeing the title, they should know what kind of manuscript it is. So you have to be very precise, crisp in writing the title of the manuscript. And also the keywords which you are using in the article should also be reflected in the title. And this will describe what kind of work you are doing and what exactly is there in your article. Plus, they say that do not overload the title with keywords. Many keywords are not required, but if you want to make the title very effective, you should not feel shy that the title of your article is lengthy. It can be lengthy if you are making the reader understand what the content of your manuscript is. Okay, and it is very important that the title alone is not sufficient to attract the additional attention of the article, but title should be self-explanatory. That is what we generally do when we are writing the title. The title should explain what the manuscript is. So you should not randomly put a title or see 4 or 5 articles and then mix and match all the titles and put your own title. First, you write your manuscript and then see how the title of the manuscript should be. Okay, so this is one of the categories which we talk about when we are talking about the manuscript. So this is one of the examples of the title which was very interesting to me. That is a dialogue between the immune system and prayer, spoken in the language of sacred. So if you just look at the title of this article, you feel like reading the article, because that shows some kind of interest that makes you feel that you should read that article. Yeah, am I audible? Okay, should I proceed?
Ma'am,
Yeah, even
ma'am, some echo is coming from your end, ma'am.
now is it okay? Hello?
clear, ma'am. Ma'am, it is clear. Ma'am, not audible.
Ma'am, your end audio is not coming, ma'am. Please check the mic, ma'am.
Ma'am, Vijulata ma'am. Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am.
Madam, audio is not clear from your end, ma'am. Please check the mic, ma'am. We are unable to hear you, ma'am. Dear participants, please wait for a minute. Madam will be back.
Jyothi ma'am, ma'am is using laptop or what she is using?
I think madam is using laptop.
Okay. Ma'am, ma'am, tune. You just adjust your tune, ma'am. In that, there you will find the tune option. Will you please adjust the tune option? Otherwise, don't use that directly. You can just speak out, ma'am. Because your headset it is giving some disturbance. No, ma'am, it is not at all clear actually. Ma'am, if you're using a laptop, it's better to remove that, ma'am. I think some tune adjustment is not good here. Otherwise, you can use your headphones. Otherwise, another one part instead of headset. Yes, ma'am, you are audible, but some disturbance is there. Ma'am, which system? I mean, so you are using laptop only, ma'am? Desktop is it? Sorry, ma'am? Laptop. Okay. At your volume place, in the down right side, you will find the volume option, ma'am. Could you please check once again tune and volume settings 1 second, ma'am? Is anything problematic at your end? Yeah, ma'am. Everything is okay, ma'am? The volume and tune option, something, everything is good, clear only? Ma'am, otherwise, can you join in the mobile phone? No? You just share it from the laptop. Just if you have a mobile phone, Otherwise, that's the best idea, ma'am. You just share your screen with the help of the laptop, but you speak with the help of the mobile phone, ma'am. That's a good idea, I think. Because we are not able to trigger it out, kada. Jyoti ma'am, what you say?
Yes, ma'am. It's better to join via phone, ma'am. And if you if you send the PPT, we'll share from our end, ma'am. Can you share the PPT to us so that we can share from our side? And you can join with phone, ma'am.
No, ma'am, with the help of the device, that's it. Ma'am,
Ma'am, reduce the volume in laptop, ma'am.
mute చేయమనండి ma'am.
Ma'am,
Better mute.
better you mute the laptop volume, ma'am. Ma'am, can you share the PPT to our mail, ma'am, so that we can share from our side? Yes, ma'am. Now laptop voice is not coming. You can speak from mobile phone, ma'am. And from mobile, you please unmute from your end, ma'am. And we need to make host. Ma'am will host you. Mobile.
Ma'am, Jyoti ma'am, what happened?
Madam is joining via phone.
Okay.
Ma'am, please unmute via phone, ma'am.
Madhavi, can you please co-host that device also, na? Because you are the host there. Madam mobile.
Yes, we are doing.
Yeah, okay.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's good, ma'am.
Mailed it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, ma'am.
If you want me to share the screen, I'll do it.
Ma'am, you only share, ma'am, from laptop and speak from mobile phone, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Now it is very good, ma'am. Clear, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Right.
Now is it visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. So I have talked about the title. Should I repeat the title part also?
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
So when you are writing your title, you have to be very careful that you are actually writing a title in such a manner that the researchers will be holding to the article and they will be proceeding further for the reading of the article completely. Otherwise, by just looking at the article, sometimes they will not feel that interest to proceed to read the article. So you have to be very careful while writing your title of the article so that the title should be concise and accurate, and also it should describe all the content in your manuscript. Plus, it should also describe what all work has been done in that manuscript, and it should help to make the reader understand what exactly will be there in the research article by just looking at the title. So you can put the keywords into the title, but generally it is a suggestion that it is better not to put many keywords, but you can make your title lengthier. Don't worry about the length of the title. Sometimes what happens is some of the articles will tell that the title should have so much of word count. So in that case, you have to be very careful that when you are writing your title, it should be small, plus it should be very informative. All these has to be taken care when you are writing the title. So I wanted to just show you one title which is very interesting and which caught my eye. That is a dialogue between the immune system and brain, spoken in the language of serotonin. So this is just a title where it is telling you how the brain and immune system are working in the presence of serotonin. But if you see the title, that is a catchy name of the title, which will make the reader read the title plus also read the research article. So you have to be precise in making your title a attractive title. Plus you have to also write the keywords. When you are writing the keywords, you have to be looking at the keywords which will be very attractive, and it will be seen in the search engines, because all the researchers, whoever want to look for research papers, they will just go to the search engine. It may be Google or any other search engine. Just type the keyword and understand whether these kind of keywords are there in any of the research articles. So you have to be very precise in knowing what keywords should be taken into consideration for writing in your manuscript. Plus you have to also see what kind of audience will be reading your article. So based on that, you can make your keywords in such a manner that, are they looking for a disease name, are they looking for a chemical compound, or are they looking for a family. All these will be taken into consideration. If you can keep them in the keywords, then it will be very visible and it will be attracting the audience. Okay. Apart from that, next one is abstract. When you are writing an abstract, you should be the abstract is a concised manuscript. Generally we say it that way, that abstract should have all the information what the manuscript has. That is what is an abstract. So that is nothing but a summary of your findings towards the audience. So we say it is a miniature of the manuscript, and it should convey the um, n- basic information about your research article. What are the significant findings which you have in your research article, plus the scientific work what you are reporting in the article also should be implied into the abstract. All these have to be taken care when you are writing an abstract. So what all should be there in the abstract is, you should list out most important new results in your article. What are the results which you have in the article? That has to be highlighted in the abstract. Plus you should have one to three lines of sentences about your introduction of the article. Why we have to put the introduction also in the abstract is, that will help the reader to know on what basis your research is, what is the basis for your research, and how you have proceeded with this basis into a result oriented article. That will help the reader to proceed further. Without knowing the introduction from the abstract, he will not proceed further, because he wants the reader wants to know what exactly you have done in that crisp abstract itself. So apart from that introduction, you should also put one or two sentence at the end describing your findings or the results. And you better avoid the speculations or descriptions of the future work, because this is not a proposal, research proposal, which you are writing, because you have already finished the research and you are writing a manuscript. So you should not write any speculations, maybe, or it could be, and all those things should not be written. So you should avoid these speculations of future work in your abstract. Only abstract should contain your significant results, introduction, and the importance of your article. What is very important in your article? Why a reader has to read your article has to be kept in the abstract. So the next important and the basic thing which is required in a manuscript or a research article is visuals. The visuals are the things which make your manuscript or the research article discoverable. Okay, so what do I mean by visuals? Are nothing but images. So the images which you are putting, and there should be a very good high uh, clarity pictures you have to put in a article. And generally also journals will ask you to put a good resolution image, otherwise it will not be accepted by any of the journals. Okay, so graphic abstract, when you are writing an abstract, they will also ask for a graphical abstract. Graphical abstract is nothing but a pictorial representation of your manuscript. Whatever you have done in the research article, that has to be represented in a picture form, that is called as a graphical abstract. So this graphical abstract should be simple and also very informative. This has to be taken into consideration. And whenever you are doing a pictorial representation in your manuscript, keep in mind that it should be an unpublished artwork which has been created by you, and you should not take copy any of the images from others research articles and keep in yours. That has to be taken care and this will help in avoiding the plagiarism. So do not include any photo in excuse me, do not include any photographs or drawings of any person. So that has to be taken care. And you should use easy to read headlines. Generally what we use is a Helvetica font, that is sans serif font, and the font size should not be smaller than 6 points. Remember, where whatever manuscript we are sending to the journal, they will not publish the same way, they reduce it. The text will be reduced, and because of this reduction in the text, it generally happens that the size of the text also gets reduced. So you should not use a smaller text, but it is generally asked to be a 12-point text in the articles. Okay, and no distractions from the visual effects. Grid lines and should not be used in the visuals. And you should use clear legends for the tables or figures, whatever you are using. Okay, and then the colors which you are using should be very good and attractive to the eye. That is, you should avoid using green and red at the close proximity. If you are using that, then the pattern and the shading will be differing, and because of that there will be a trouble in distinguishing one color from the other. So it is always advised that whenever you are making a graphical abstract, you should see that both green and red are not used together. Okay, and now we'll go into the details of the research paper. When we are writing the research paper, you have to first do a planning, then do a research, and then write your article. So when you are doing this, what do you mean by a research paper is, you are trying to question a topic and trying to go in depth and understand what is exactly the problem and how you can solve this problem. And based on this original research statement, what are the things which you have to analyze and then come up with your own ideology about that research. So for doing this, what generally we do is we go for the primary and the secondary sources which are available in the literature and try to understand what is important from that, and what is the problems that are available in the literature, and those problems how we can uh, clear those problems. So when we talk about this primary and secondary sources, primary sources are the direct first hand evidences and secondary sources are the commentary or analysis. That is, when we talk about primary sources, those are nothing but the literature which we have, historical documents and the statistical data. These are the primary sources, and the secondary sources when we are talking about, they are the uh, journal articles, that are the research articles or any books which are present, and the review articles. These come under the secondary sources. So first of all, you will go in for the literature survey, look for any other documentation which you have in the literature, what are the results which they have published, and then go for the research articles or the reviews which are available. Also look for the books which are having this kind of topics, and write your own introduction from that. Okay. So
Ma'am, you are not audible, ma'am. Ma'am, please rejoin. We are unable to hear you, ma'am.
hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yama, is something wrong?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am, but screen is not visible now.
1 second. Is it okay now?
Ma'am, screen is not
Hello?
visible. Ma'am, screen is not visible. You are audible. Share the screen, ma'am.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, it's coming, ma'am, now.
Is it okay now?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Screen is
Is it
visible.
visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, it is visible, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when you're doing research and planning, you have to first of all understand what kind of research you want to do, first of all, and then narrow down the topic. That's what I was telling. So that if you suppose you want to do research on some kind of disease, let us say you want to work on disease like cancer, then you have to narrow down onto which cancer you want to do, what kind of target you want to work on. Suppose I say cancer, it could be egf or vgfr or any signaling proteins, or it could be a pathway which you want to target, like pi3k akt, or any kind of pathways. So you have to, first of all, in a broader perspective, you are looking at your research area. And then once you know what kind of research you want to do, then you have to pinpoint on the topic on which you want to do a research. So you have to be very specific in what you are doing. And generally, don't go for a broader perspective. So you have to be very, very precise in what kind of work you want to do. And you have to do a lot of literature survey before going into doing a research on that topic. So what all literature from the beginning till date, what kind of research is available, and what kind of work they have done, has to be checked. And this curiosity should follow till the end of your manuscript writing. Okay. So when you're doing the research, you have to start exploring the literature on your topic. That's what I was telling. Whatever literature you have in the literature is there, that you have to first understand, whether it could be in the journals, it could be from any other sources or from the books. You have to read all the literature, make your own documentation, understand what kind of work they have done, what loopholes they have, are there any gaps in the research. Those gaps you should try to fill in. Okay. So this way you can make your own introduction. So whenever you are making your own introduction, you have to look into these points. That is the credibility for evaluating the research which has been done earlier, which you are using to make your own research. Okay. So first one is the information up to date? That has to be taken care. And is this research relevant? So there are many topics which are which many of the researchers do. Is this research important for you? Is it relevant for your research? Has to be understood. If you go on reading many articles, there will be thousands and thousands of articles which will be published on cancer. But do you want to have such kind of again it has gone. Okay. So what kind of work you want to what kind of work you is relevant for you, and who is publishing this work? Who are those authors? Are are they having that authority to publish? Are they working in this field from many years? That also has to be. Maybe some researcher might have worked for only for that topic for few months. That kind of published work will not be of importance. You have to look for the authors who are publishing this work. Are they having that authority to publish? Are they having that
Ma'am, audio is not coming, ma'am. Ma'am, your audio is not coming, ma'am.
screen is visible?
Screen is not visible, ma'am. Once again, now it is coming, ma'am.
Now it is visible? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, it is
So
coming.
what kind of information they have published, all these have to be taken care. Okay. Then what is when you are writing your research article, you have to first argue upon yourself what kind of research you have done. Is it of relevance? Or do you have any kind of answer to any of these research questions? Is it concise, contentious, and coherent? All these have to be thought of, and then you should write your research article. First, how do you write the research article is you should organize your thoughts first. You should write it down first of all. So whatever your thoughts are, first of all write it down. See that whether your understanding of this information is of importance to you, or is it related to your work, or are you forgetting something which is of very important that you have not taken into consideration, also has to be taken taken into your research when you are whenever you are talking about it. Okay, there's some problem.
Ma'am, again audio.
Yeah, ma. There is some problem with the internet. Now is it audible? Hello? Hello?
Ma'am, it is clear.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear, ma'am. Ma'am, audio and screen is visible, ma'am.
Yeah, when you are writing the introduction, you have to. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear, ma'am.
What,
You
why,
can
how?
continue.
What, how are these three things which you have to put in your introduction. What is your paper about? What is the introduction about your topic? Why is this paper important for the readers to go into the uh, understanding of this paper? How will you make your arguments? All these have to be taken into consideration whenever you are writing the introduction. So when you are writing the body, that is the results and discussion or experimental section, you have to make them into several paragraphs and sections, and each paragraph or section should cover one idea, and this information presented should be in a logical order. Don't jump from one information to the other information, so that you can conclude your things. And remember, don't keep any of the evidences or the experimental parts into the conclusion. Conclusion is only meant for giving the overall information about the manuscript, but the whole information whatever you want to give should be given in the text body itself. Conclusion is meant only to give the overall perception of the uh, article. Okay, so the paragraph structure when you are writing, so you have to keep in mind what is the outline of yours. In the abstract, what you are supposed to write. In the results and discussion, in the methodology, what you have to write has to be very clear. Don't merge up methodology with experimental section. All these have to be taken care when you are writing about this. So conclusions when you are writing, don't put any new arguments or evidences in the conclusions, and the summary should be as a central point. Okay, the your arguments and the central point should be there in the summary, and it should reflect on limitations. If you have found any limitations in your research, are there any limitations, then you have to talk about that limitations in your conclusion. And also you should also suggest what kind of further research can be done in the conclusions. Okay, so when you finish off writing the first draft, when you are writing the manuscript, that is called as the first draft. So once you see your draft, you have to argument on yourself whether what you have written is correct, how well is it been executed, and you should maintain that momentum of writing. You might feel that this is not a correct way of writing, but you proceed writing it because perfection you can do later. But at least you should have that ability to write a manuscript. So you start writing whatever it may be, you start writing it, and then later you can make it a better manuscript later on. First of all, try to express yourself clearly and prepare the first draft in a flexible manner. Maybe it could be having some kind of merging between the methodology or the experimental section, but let it be, because it is a first draft. You can later on change it accordingly. And remember, you have to always cite the sources from which you have taken the information. So the next part will be revising the manuscript. So when you are revising the manuscript, you have to evaluate it, redraft it, edit and proofread it. So when you are evaluating the first draft, so you have to first understand whether it is having that kind of vision which you wanted to put in that paper. And then, are there any missing things which are there in that manuscript? Is the idea which you want to put forth, is it clear? And what kind of different structure work could be better? Is it okay, or you want to change it? And do you have to cut short some kind of things? Maybe it might have become very lengthy. So you have to understand that you have to cut short some of the things. And then you have to redraft the article. First draft is not the best draft. So you have to redraft it again, prioritizing the biggest changes. What all changes have to be done? You have to prioritize, and then you have to argument on reformulating the things. Do you have to change the things, or are they in the order? If they are in the order, it is well and good. Otherwise, you have to reorder the information. Sometimes you have to cut, or sometimes you can add the information which you want. So once you redraft it, then you have to edit for the grammatical errors, improving the sentences. Do you have any ambiguities? Are the sentences continuous or not? Have to be taken into consideration. And you have to also see that some of the words will be highly repetitive. So you have to reduce those repetitions, and then try to make it in a better manner. Proofreading is the last part of the manuscript which you are writing. That is, errors in the spelling, miswords, confused words, punctuation, excess spacing or missing spaces, all those should be taken into consideration when you are doing the proofreading. So this is how you can write your manuscript in a proper manner, so that it will be good for the audience, and it will be readable, and it will attract the audience to read your manuscript. And one more very important thing is plagiarism. When we are talking about plagiarism is a heinous crime in the digital media. That is, you should not copy somebody's work and say that it is yours. That is called as plagiarism. So whenever you are doing such kind of writing a manuscript, generally many of the people, what they do is they copy the manuscript from the others, and then they say it is their work. That is called as complete or global plagiarism. That is 100% plagiarism. Then the other one is paraphrasing is sometimes whatever sentence they have made, they try to jumble the words and then write the sentence in another way. That is called as paraphrasing. The next one is verbatim, where some of the words will be replaced by some kind of synonyms and put in the manuscript. Patchwork, some kind of little parts of the manuscript will be taken in copied from the literature. Self plagiarism is sometimes what happens is whatever work you have published, but accidentally it just happens that you try to put that same work in this also. That is, suppose you are writing about a methodology, the same methodology you might have used for this research. In that case, what happens is the same methodology will be uh, overlapping in this manuscript. In such case, then the self plagiarism comes into picture. So you have to avoid this kind of plagiarism. Sometimes it is accidental also, and it is unintentionally you try to put some kind of sentences into your manuscript. That is called as accidental plagiarism. So in these cases, you can avoid plagiarism by understanding what is plagiarism, and then you should start your manuscript writing at an early stage. so that you have lot of time to draft and redraft and then check for the proofreading. If you do it at a later stage and a last minute, what happens is you try to unintentionally you try to copy somebody's work and put it in manuscript. So, and whatever work you have taken from somebody, you have to put a proper citation and paraphrase the things properly so that it will not come under plagiarism. And remember, you have to present your own ideas. Don't copy somebody else's idea and say that it is your idea. And for checking the plagiarism, there are some softwares like DupliCheck. This software is a free software, uh, free of charge, and you can use this software to check whether your work, whatever you have written, are there any kind of overlapping from somebody else's work, can be checked under this category. So it is very easy to use, and you can just copy paste your document or upload the docs file or a text file from your computer to the dupli checker and check whether any plagiarism. It will give you how much percent of plagiarism. Not that completely no plagiarism is allowed. Some of the general journals give you 20% plagiarism allowed, some give you 30%, not more than that. So you have to write your own manuscript in your own words. Okay. And this, if you are a registered user, you will get 50 plagiarism scans per day. But if you are not registered, then you get one plagiarism checker per day. Then the other software which you can use is Plagiarisma. This is a multi-purpose plagiarism detection tool used by students, teachers, writers, and many other literary industry members also use this software, where it checks for 190 plus languages, and you can either copy paste your text or use any of the formats to upload your document and check for the plagiarism. But only limitation in this software is that it only checks one document per day, although it is a free version, but it has limited number of plagiarism checking. The other one is plagiarism checker. This is also a free plagiarism detection tool. This helps in checking whether anybody else has plagiarized your work. Earlier softwares were whether you have used somebody else's work, but this plagiarism checker tells you, has anybody used your work in their manuscript or the research article. And this is also a free of charge software. The other one is plagiarism checker add-in for Word. So whenever you are typing itself, that will tell you that this part is plagiarized. So Microsoft, in the Microsoft, if you go to insert tab, and under that, if you go into add-ins, select the store icon. When you check for copy leaks here, search for copy leaks, then it will give you copy leaks plagiarism checker. If you add this button, then what happens is you can add the plagiarism checker into the Microsoft Word itself. So whenever you are trying to type, it will hint you whether it is a plagiarized sentence or not. Okay. So references and bibliography, whatever we are trying to understand, that is the last part in the manuscript writing. So whenever you are writing an introduction or in a manuscript, you have to take the information from the literature. So that literature, whatever information you are taking, you have to cite it. So for citing that information, you have to write the references or the bibliography in the manuscript. So in that case, what happens is you have to write the bibliography. For writing the bibliography, there are two softwares which can be used. That those are called as reference management tools. Those management tools can be used. These two tools are EndNote or Mendeley. So EndNote is a you have to buy this software, whereas Mendeley is online free software. I will just talk about Mendeley, how this Mendeley can be used for reference management. So when you are writing this reference management Mendeley software, it will help you to store and organize your references. Plus, it will also help in generating the citations and bibliography in the style of your preference. And plus, it can easily convert one reference format into another format, because each publishing group has their own style of referencing. So if you want, suppose your article has been rejected from one journal, if you want to uh, upload this same article into another journal, what happens is the reference style changes. So for changing this reference style, Mendeley is the best software which will help you to immediately change the style of the references. So these are the different softwares which we can use for reference management. One is EndNote. It is a costly software generally used in libraries for assistance, and Mendeley is the popular software among researchers, and it helps you to collaborate with other researchers. Plus, it will give you a 2 GB personal storage capacity in cloud, so that you can add up all your references into the cloud. Zetero is another software, and Paperline is another software, but I will only talk about Mendeley here. So the common features amongst all these is again storage, and it can attach PDFs, auto generate the citations, reference lists, and it also shares the collection of references with others, and sync your references across multiple devices. Okay. So how you can use this Mendeley reference manager is Mendeley reference manager is a free web and desk reference management application. I will only talk about desktop reference management application, because web it will take more time. So I will not be talking about free web Mendeley reference manager, but you can search for this in internet. You will get all the details for that also. So when you are talking about this reference management, as I told you, it will help you to store, organize, and also search all references which which you have put in the library. Plus, it will help you to highlight or use the PDFs whatever are present in the from multiple documents in one place, and also it will give you a collaboration with other researchers whoever are working in the same kind of field. So when you are talking about Mendeley, we are talking about reference PDF management, writing bibliography, collaboration, search and recommendation. All these will be done under Mendeley. So how do we install Mendeley desktop? When you install the Mendeley desktop, it extracts all the research data, aggregates them into the cloud, and then you can use this information from the cloud whenever you require. Okay. So this data which is present can be used whenever you want to reference it in your manuscript. So Mendeley Web is a research catalog where 100 million documents from 1 million researchers and 80,000 collaborating groups are there in that Mendeley Web. Mendeley Desktop is a software that organizes your PDFs and helps you to write the papers. So you can use this offline also. So how do we download this Mendeley software is just go to Google, type Mendeley. It will ask you whether you want to download. Just click on downloads, and then download the Mendeley desktop version, that is Mendeley desktop for Windows 7 or later. And then I'm sorry, then go for save file, run, and then you will get the exe file. That exe file, you just run it, and then you can you just say next, 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 I agree, and then you get the Mendeley software. Once you download the Mendeley software, it will ask you to authenticate the your credibilities. Your credibilities are nothing but your email ID. So you just give your email ID, first name, last name, and your email ID, and sign up. So it will send a verification to your registered email ID. So you have to just verify that, then you can start using the Mendeley software. So Mendeley desktop, whenever you are writing, it will be like this, that this part on the left hand side is set up and manage your references groups, and then middle part is the library showing all the documents, and the last part will be having the tags and notes and edit document details. Okay, and the down part, whatever is there, it will filter your papers by author name, key name, tag, or publication. I will show you a hands-on session on this to understand how this can be used. You just go to file, you can add files, or you can add folders, you can watch folders. Whatever you want to do, you can do by just putting an add file, or complete folder you can add, or you can watch the folder, and whatever information you have put in, you will be seeing in the right hand window, where you can extract the document. So not only that, you can take all the information which is there in other existing softwares and use it in Mendeley. That is the important factor which Mendeley has. So you can go to this blog and check for these 7 ways to add documents to the Mendeley. That also helps you to understand how you can do. What happens is, when you have PDFs, you are extracting those PDFs and putting in your Mendeley desktop. So when you upload this, that will go into, as I told you, you will be given a 2 GB free space. So you will put all your documents in the cloud, and whenever required, you can take up these documents from the cloud and use. So this is how the document outlook looks like. I will just show you the hands-on session for that, so that I'll just skip it. Um, Is it visible? So you can
Yes, ma'am.
just import the Mendeley software, and then do all the uh, whatever you want, you can check up. You can also use web importer, where on the left hand side you will have import to Mendeley. So you can just click on that. Once you click on that, it will show you the different options where you want to import it. So you just click on import to Mendeley, then it will import the reference articles to the Mendeley software. That way you can use those Mendeley softwares for the uh, documentation. So this is another way of doing. I just wanted to show you the hands-on session on this. Uh, 1 second, I'll just show you the hands-on session on this, so that it will be easy for you to understand. Um, This is the Mendeley desktop. Are you able to see the screen? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This is the Mendeley desktop which I have downloaded. This is how it will be seen as Mendeley. And just it will take a few seconds. Just bear with me. Yeah. Now you have to go to tools. Okay. Tools, it is saying uninstall MS Word plugin. But what you are supposed to do is it, because I have already installed, it is asking me to uninstall the MS Word plugin. But once
Ma'am,
hello.
ma'am, we are able to see the PPT only, ma'am. Your hands-on screen is not visible, ma'am.
Okay, 1 second.
Ma'am, now it is visible, ma'am.
So you have to first download the Mendeley desktop. Once you download the Mendeley desktop, you just go to tools. Okay. Third one, it is saying uninstall MS Word plugin, right? But since I have installed the MS Word plugin, it is asking me to uninstall the Word plugin. So here it should be as install MS Word plugin, and then install web importer. Both you can install. And then on the left hand side, you have file. So there you have add files, add folders, watch folders. If you add file, it will ask you from where it has to add the file. You can go to any of your documents, whatever you have, and then add the files into it. So I have added all these documents into this folder, right? Or you can directly go to this direct. If you want to add a complete folder also, you can add the complete folder. Or you, if you want to just see the folder, you can say watch folder. All these can be done there. Plus the literature search, whatever you want to do, just click on literature search and type whatever you want to type. Let us say I am saying HIV. Do we have any kind of documents there? No, we don't have. So just I will write my name to see whether I have any documents available. Yes, with my name there are many documents. Click on any one of the document. Okay. Now you can see all the information whatever is present in this document. So this will give you the computer. This is the document tells you that this is about the computational design of novel cyclic urea and HIV-1 protease inhibitors, and where it has been published, who are the authors. Okay, the authors are here. It is from the Central European Journal of Chemistry. You have the abstract, you have all the information about this. You have the DOI number, ISSN number. You don't have an URL number. You, if you want, you can add up the URL number also. Whatever you want, you just click on that. You will get all the information, whatever is required from the journal. You can see the title, you can see the names, which journal it has been published. All these can be done. Apart from that, you have at the bottom, create folder. Okay, if you are suppose writing an article and you want to create a folder, you can just say create folder, and you can create your own folder. Just click on create folder. It will ask you what kind of folder. You just you have to name the folder name and then say done. That will create the folder. I am not doing it because I have already done 3 folders here. Plus you can also create a group. You can create your own group. Whether suppose there are many of the co-authors present in your article, you can create your own group and put, and everybody can access that group. Or you can filter. Suppose you want to filter by keywords or by publications, you can filter. Okay, that is how you can do the filtration. Okay, author keywords, any kind of information you want, you can create. Fine. This is how you can use the uh, Mendeley software for uh, citations. I will just screen share the So this is how you can do your Mendeley software, use it for citations. Now I will talk about just simple funding prospectus, whatever we have for the research purpose. There are several agencies like DBT, SCRB, ICMR, UGC, CSAR, which will invite proposals at a specific for a specific theme and area time to time. So you can look in for these funding agencies. They visit them regularly to understand whether these funding agencies are giving any funding for any kind of research. Then you can start your writing your own proposal and talk about getting the funding from these agencies. So when you want to write a project proposal, remember that the project whatever you are writing should be novel, and the budget which you are asking for should be minimal. Don't ask for a huge budget. When you ask for huge budgets, generally they don't give. And whether you are, the project which you are writing, is it executable or not? Are they will look whether the principal investigator, whoever is writing the project, are they able to execute this project or not from their end? Is it feasible for them in the given circumstances of your college or the university, whether you will be able to execute this project or not, also will be seen when you are writing a project. So when you write a research proposal, you have to plan your study and describe in detail what is your study and what is your proposal based on, and whether this study is of any importance. And remember, the proposal should be a quality proposal, not quantity proposal. It should be of a quality proposal where the research proposal should have all these elements, that is the background and significance, why you want to do this work, what is the significance of this proposal, what kind of work is already done, what kind of background this work has, all has to be presented when you are writing a proposal. Plus you have to pose some questions and say that you are planning to aim on these questions and you are going to work for this uh, work on these questions so that you will get some kind of answers for these questions. Okay. And these methods when you are writing, you should write the design of the method, what kind of experimental uh, experiments you will be conducting to understand what kind of results you will be getting and how you will be analyzing those results, and what is the timeline of the proposal. Timeline is how much time you will be taking for each and every step has to be given. I will be talking in detail about that. When you talk about background significance, why the work which you are doing is of importance, and how significant is this research in the present scenario, and if so, what is that you are getting, how you will be answering these questions, all these will be understood. Plus you have to do a literature survey uh, to understand the state of the science for these problems, and what are the gaps which are there in this literature, how will you fill those gaps, and how will you report this, and remember, you have to report recent literatures within the last 5 years. What kind of work has been done has to be shown in the introduction. And what is the purpose of this study? How do you identify how you will identify these problems, and how you will be answering these problems? So you should write them as aims. What is your aim of the proposal? How you will be answering these questions? What kind of questions are being have you looked into in the literature? All has to be talked about. And when you are designing this kind of proposals, you have to be prospective as well as retrospective. Understand how you are dealing with the problem, and you have to make it a descriptive way, how you will be explaining the things, and what observations you have done, and what other things like what kind of results you have got, and how these results are focusing on this new topic. All these can be understood, plus the data analysis. Whatever data you have got, how you are analyzing, what are the results, and how these results will be useful, all these can be uh, understood, and how you are writing the proposal based on this data analysis also has to be justified. Timeline, whenever you are writing, you have to write quarterly what you are going to do, or half yearly what you are going to do. So 1 to 3 months what you will be doing. After that 3 months, what information you will be getting. So every 3 months you have to target. So first 3 months I will do literature survey. Next 3 months I will collect all the data, and then the next 3 months I will do experiment, and then next 3 months I will do uh, the analysis of the compounds whatever I have synthesized. That way you have to put the timeline. So University Grants Commission is one of the major funding agencies which will fund for the major and minor research projects. So this you can opt for. And under this major research project, if your college has 2F and 12B certificate, you can apply for 20 lakhs project, and they will definitely give you if your project is novel and if it is answering some of the questions. And the other one is college with potential for excellence, 2F and 12B. Again, if you have, you can apply for college with potential for excellence. Only thing they look for is how much weightage you have according to the geographic region, and whether it is a women's college, or do we have any students from SC, ST, OBC background. And this year, almost 100 new colleges are proposed to be selected under CPE status. So if you are interested, you can apply for this college with potential for excellence. The prerequisite or the eligibility for getting the CPE status is the college should be 10 years old or more, and it should be an aided government or constituent one. NAC accreditation with 3 stars or 2.01 grade points is what they look for. And if suppose the validity of that is over, the college should have applied for re-accreditation. If you have all these eligibilities, then you can apply for CPE. Then there is another one which we call as SAP, that is Special Assistance Program. Under that, we have Center for Advanced Studies and Department of Special Assistance and Department Research Support, called as CAS, DSA, and DRS. These are the 3 levels which SAP scheme gives. So here again, this SAP program will be used to undertake teaching and research simultaneously, because they say that research and teaching go hand in hand. And once a teacher is into research, the perspective of teaching also improves, because they know the knowledge about the recent advances in the topics, and that can be highlighted in the class and also inculcate the same research ability in the students. So based on that, the SAP program is interested in enhancing the teaching and research abilities in the educational institutes. Apart from that, they also help in infrastructure development. So if you can utilize these facilities, and give a good output in research for the development of nation and society, then they will be funding for every 5 years. They will fund 3 times. They give you the funding for any of these 3 categories. So eligibility is again 2F12B of the UGC Act has to be there, and the teaching and research proposal should be submitted from the researchers. The department should have at least 6 teachers, including 1 professor. If you have these eligibilities, then you can get the SAP. As I told you, SAP is a 5-year program. So every 5 years you can renew it. 3 terms they give it, and 1st April is the time when they ask for this implementation. Okay. So what is the funding which they give is for CAS, it is 300 for science, engineering, and 200 for math, stats, and humanities. DSA will be 200 and 150 respectively. DRS, that is research, it will be 150 and 120. So whichever is of importance, you can apply for this. DST FIST also you must be knowing. So if you are a PG college with relevant activity in teaching and research, then you can apply for level 0. And if you are a university or institute with a department having active research and teaching, then you can apply for level 1. Level 3 is for well-established departments, and it is very difficult to get level 3 at a university level. But for institutes like IISc Bangalore or HCU, they give level 2, I'm sorry. There is another program called Teaching Associateship for Research Excellence, that is called as STARE. Again, 2F12B is what they look for. If any teacher is interested in research and they want to get associated with any institute where the research is at a high end, then they can apply for this STARE. They will give you the fellowship, plus they will also give you leave so that you can go to that institute, do your work for 6 months or 1 year. For that 1 year, they will give you the funding plus fellowship. So you can start your own research by just taking the inputs from the higher end research institutes. For 1 year or 2 years, you can do your research there, and then come back to your college, start your own research. Again, they will fund you for that research also. Okay. These are some of the project perspectives we have. And these are the sites from where I have taken some of the slides, where how to write a research paper is from scribes.com, and mendeley.com. I have taken the Mendeley software system. So thank you for your patience. And always remember that if you are in the teaching field, you have to do research. And if you are not doing research, that means if you don't publish, you will fail. That is what is my motto. So you have to always do research. Thank you.
Mama, 12,000 ready ఉందంటమా 40
Sir, participants, please. Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening and informative session. Thanks for exposing us to various funding agencies. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I will hand over the session to Shravya. Shravya.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can we take up few questions with your permission? Ma'am, Vijayalata ma'am. Ma'am, Vijayalata ma'am, can you please unmute ma'am?
Hello?
Ma'am, can we proceed to taking up some questions, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, the first question is there any trusted tool for plagiarism in online for free, ma'am?
That's what I've given some of the softwares. So you can use those softwares for plagiarism checking. They are trusted softwares. Plus, you have Turnitin. That is, the college can buy that. It is approximately 1,000 rupees per year, I think. You can go for Turnitin. That is a very good software.
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise, these three softwares, whatever I have shown in the PPT, also can be used for plagiarism check. They are authentic softwares.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. One more question from Narjis Fatima. Ma'am, how to go for journal selection? Is it depending on impact factor?
Not only impact factor, what kind of publication, what kind of articles they publish. So they gave you the when you open the journal, you should understand what kind of articles they are interested in publishing. So do you fit into those publications? That is what also matters, because if suppose I talk about article called as silk signal transduction, it is a Elsevier publication, but only they publish articles based on signaling. You should have an article which is based on signaling, then only they publish, otherwise they don't. So you have to look for that kind of thing also, not only the impact factor. Apart from that, you also should look for the topics on which the publisher is interested in. Only those topics they will publish, otherwise they will not publish all the random articles. So you have to be very specific and in choosing the journal. Right journal is for right publication is what is important. So you, whatever it may be, it whatever journal you are taking, is it relevant to the audience is what they look for. So if your work is relevant from their publishing point of view, then they will publish your work. And also, some journals will be exclusively for one discipline. So you have to look, is your work chemical, or is it biological, or is it interdisciplinary? If it is interdisciplinary, there are some journals. If you are only specifically working for fluorescence is another journal. You should have some kind of fluorescence work presented in that, in your article, otherwise they will not publish. So you have to be very specific in choosing the journal. So if you write to some journal asking them to publish your article, they will look into the article and see whether it is relevant to publish in their journal or not, and then they will either proceed to the um, uh, giving it to the scrutiny, or they will just reject it, saying that it is not relevant for the journal. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. The next question is from Supriya. Ma'am, can you please list some websites where we can find prescribed or accessible or open access journals or manuscripts for reference purpose?
Reference purpose, there is one site called as Sci-Hub, SCIHUB. Just go to Google and type Sci-Hub. That will ask you to type the DOI number. So if you know the manuscript article DOI number, then just copy and paste it there and click on search. It will give you the manuscript journal article. That is the best software which we have, which is free and also gives all the PDFs, whatever are required from different journals.
Yes, ma'am.
Sci
Thank
Hub
you.
is the site.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, one more question. How are international journals different from UGC listed international journals?
So international journals, if you are talking about, they are Scopus journals. Scopus or Thomas and Reuters. These are the two high standard cited articles. UGC journal are UGC cited journals. Generally, whenever we talk about, they are not taken as an international published journal, so that the standard and the impact factor of them is less. And one more thing is, the audience who look into this journal are also less. So generally, when you are trying to publish an article, you should see that you will be publishing them in Scopus cited journals only. If suppose they reject and you want to desperately publish an article, then you should go for these UGC cited journals. Otherwise, it is always advised to go for Scopus or Thomas Reuters cited journals.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, how many UGC approved journals are there which are related to chemistry?
There are thousands actually. There are many. So you have to be very precise in selecting the journal. That's what I was telling you. So if you can select the journal properly, then your acceptance of the manuscript will be more. So you have to first read the guidelines of the journal. So guidelines, if you read properly, you will be able to select whether your manuscript will be to the then only go for publication, otherwise don't. So when you do it for several years, do it on the spot. But if you are in the initial stages, it is advisable that you read the guidelines of the journal before going for the publication or uploading your manuscript.
Thank you, ma'am. One last question, ma'am, from Nutan Rasen. Our manuscripts must include informative graphics and it must not be from others' work. So, as researchers, do we need to learn to use additional softwares to incorporate our own caricatures for originality? If yes, could you list out any such charge-free softwares which we could use?
No. Graphical abstract you have to do on your own. There are no softwares available for that. You have to just take some of the pictures which you are putting in your manuscript and make your own graphical abstract. So PowerPoint helps you to do that. So you can use PowerPoint to make your own graphical abstract.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am.
Hello, madam.
Hello. Sir, tell me.
Very nice presentation. I want one small doubt. If somebody rewrite some language from any articles or in Google, is it a plagiarism or?
Rewriting, that is called as paraphrasing. Paraphrasing,
Yes.
you cannot completely rewrite the paper, but some part of it you can rewrite. A paragraph or so can be rewritten. That will not be taken into as plagiarism, but the whole article you cannot do the changes and publish.
Okay, that's fine. Then what about madam, if somebody copy paste from Google, Google article is not published, na? Google means some like Wikipedia or something
But
like this.
that is taken as plagiarism only, sir.
Oh, okay. If you copy paste from Google.
Yeah. That is taken as plagiarism.
Okay.
So you should write, you should read that and write in your own words.
Okay, okay. Then it's good. Okay. Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay.
Thank you very much, madam. From the Department of Chemistry, HOD, and all the members of Department of Chemistry, we would like to present a small token of appreciation to you, madam. Please accept our appreciation certificate, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Honorable guest speaker of today's webinar, Professor M. Vijulata ma'am, invited guests, management members, principal, vice principal, head of departments, faculty, and all the participants. A very good afternoon to all. It's my privilege to have got an opportunity to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. I, A. Shravya, Faculty of Department of Chemistry, R.B.V.R.R. Women's College, on behalf of our department and the college would like to extend my deep gratitude and heartfelt thanks to Professor Vijulata Madam, Dean Development and UGC Affairs, University College of Science, Usmania University, for accepting our invitation to be the resource person for today's webinar on improving academic writing and research abilities. Ma'am has discussed about how to how to write a manuscript, that is the structure of manuscript, and the various contents of a manuscript, how it should be written step by step, likewise like title, about the visuals, about the body, about the conclusion, and about the various drafts that we have to the rules we have to follow for different drafts. And also ma'am has discussed about the plagiarism and the various types of plagiarisms and the tools that we can use to check plagiarism for our research papers. And at the end, ma'am has also given us a hands-on session about the uh, Mendeley software, the desktop version, wherein ma'am has shown us how to add a file, how to add a folder, etc. And also, ma'am has in detail told us about how to um, what are the precautions you have to take in order to avoid these plagiarisms. And also at the end, ma'am has discussed about the various funding agencies that we can approach, that we can possibly approach. And ma'am has patiently answered all our queries and questions. I'm sure, madam, with this interesting and inspiring webinar, all of us have got inspired and would definitely follow your suggestions, madam, to improve the academic writing and research papers. And it has provided us a great platform to further learn more and more and implement all your suggestions about how to write various research papers. Thank you very much for such a inspirational lectures, especially for the younger faculty and younger generation who have got inspired to take up research as career. Thank you very much, madam, once again for guiding us and sharing your immense knowledge with all of us and being with us today. A very
Thank
special
you.
thanks to Dr. Jeevan Jyoti ma'am, Head Department of Chemistry, for organizing such a wonderful and enlightening webinar for all of us. Thank you very much, madam. I would like to extend my thanks to the management members and Principal Dr. Achyuta Devi ma'am and Vice Principal Dr. Kavita ma'am for all the constant motivation and encouragement for organizing such events. Thank you once again. I would also like to extend my thanks to the heads of all departments, the IQAC coordinator ma'am, members of all departments, and a special thanks to Mrs. K. Prasanna ma'am, the ICT member, for helping us in organizing the webinar, and also Vedashri madam, the head of the ICT committee coordinator, for helping us in organizing the webinar. And a very special thanks to the family of Department of Chemistry and Forensic Science for always the constant support and guidance. A very special thanks indeed to all the respected and beloved delegates, invitees, faculty, research scholars, students, and all the participants. Without you all, this session wouldn't have been so successful and possible. Thank you, everyone, once again. Uh, Thank you very much once again, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a small request from participants asking your email address, ma'am. Can we share
I've
with
sent
them?
it. Yeah, you can share. You can
Yes,
share.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much once again, ma'am, from all of us
Thank you.
for
Thank
being with
you.
us today.
Yeah. Can we leave now?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
ఏమైంది అప్పుడే పోతున్నాను. ఏమో తెలియదు.